Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Violetta Alexis. I'm a professional tarot reader and studying to become a professional tropical Western astrologer, but I won't be talking about that today. I just had my birthday on September 21st of 2023 and I turned 37. There are a few things that I would like to discuss today. The things that I've learned since I hit 37. The more you lose, the more wisdom you gain. You can lose things in your life and it can absolutely break you, but if it doesn't break you, it elevates you. You can gain more wisdom. Now, I could say it means nothing if you don't apply it, but this can also be beneficial for helping other people. But if you don't apply it to your own life, it means absolutely nothing for you on a personal level. It's kind of like a sacrifice. When you lose something, you win something else. Loss can kind of feel like a setback, but every setback is more of a lesson that's wrapped in a really ugly ass box. For me personally, this has really taught me my blind spots. And in my personal opinion, I feel like your failures will teach you more than your successes ever will. However you deal with those failures is going to be a true test of your character. A quick example, I went through a lot of my life, including sexual abuse and other kinds of abuse. I created an ego and I built this wall. I built these walls to protect myself from the world, but I ended up acting like a person that the world needed to be protected from. Through this process, I lost friends, family, money, and my own sense of identity, because who I truly was a sweet and vulnerable person, but I allowed the world to beat it out of me. I went against my true authentic nature and all of the things, places, people, whatever it may be that I had acquired during my inauthenticity. I found that God had basically stripped me from these things. It brought me back to my roots and my sense of authenticity. I gained a lot from a false sense of identity just so that I could lose all of it in the process to gain my authenticity back. And I gained a lot of wisdom because of it. The second thing is, after you acquire this loss and then acquire the wisdom, you start to feel like the black sheep. The more that you go through, the more resilient you become, the more experience that you have, the more humility that life brings to you, the higher you start to vibrate. If it doesn't break you, it evolves you. Once you start to evolve higher and higher and higher, you start to feel like nothing resonates anymore. Sometimes food won't even taste the same. The people that used to hang out with, even family members, friends, etc. I don't want to say it's like you're looking down on them, but you feel separate. Perspective is everything. When your vibration changes, your perspective changes. If somebody's looking at something from this angle, they couldn't possibly see something from this angle. You become comfortable with the chaos that was, and you become at peace with the chaos that is. However, when you find that the people that you're surrounding yourself with lack perspective, you're going to want to preserve your peace. When you start to feel like your perspective is separating you from the crowd, it's because it's supposed to. It's because you've been given some kind of responsibility, because you have some kind of gift to elevate everybody else's perspective in some way. Whether that's you writing a song about something that you've been through, whether that's you becoming a life coach, whether you make a YouTube video about it, whether you write a book about it, there's a reason why you were meant to stand out and not fit in. You need to use it. The third one that I want to talk about is where you lose a heart, you grow a bone. So what this essentially means is, this is more around like breakups or anyone or anything that you lose or anyone that hurts you that is very close to you. This can build resilience. Now, it doesn't always mean that it will. Some people end up having complete breakdowns and they ruin their life and blah, 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 blah. But other people will eventually find their resilience. Resilience is the capacity to withstand or overcome difficulties quickly. So the more heartache or the more breakups that you go through, it's really just an opportunity for you to overcome these things, to become stronger. To be honest with you, the only way you're going to be able to do this is through grit and possibly one really solid best friend. A really solid best friend, grit, and not allowing it to break you down into ashes. Resilience is one thing, right? It's your capacity to withstand tsunamis and tornadoes and hurricanes, right? Metaphorically speaking. Once you start to build up that resilience and you start to push and push and push and you stand up every time, you can rise as the phoenix. And then you will get to a point where you are so resilient that you have a breakthrough. But you cannot have a breakthrough if you let it break you. Once you have that breakthrough, you are fucking unstoppable. Last and final thing I want to talk about is peace somewhere causes war somewhere else. Peace somewhere causes war somewhere else. And what I mean by this, let's say that me and you are having a conversation and I cross your boundary. I do something that either intentionally or unintentionally hurt your feelings or triggered you in some way. And maybe you think I did it on purpose, right? You have two options. You either A, you address it, or you don't address it and you keep it within yourself. What I mean by peace somewhere causes war somewhere else, when you have these options of whether or not to express yourself to me about me crossing a boundary with you, if you don't say anything, it's going to cause peace for that person and within the relationship, but it's going to cause a war here and or here. Now, if you express it to me and you say, hey, this really bothered me, this is a trigger, did you do this intentionally? The thing is that you're going to realize it creates peace within yourself, but it may cause a war between you and this person, and maybe not. And this is the thing about discernment. Like you have to be discerning when it comes to these situations. You have to see if the risk is worth the reward or not. I had a run-in with my abuser, with the person that abused me. As I'm sitting there across from my abuser, and finally I let it out. I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm observing this person's body language. And I realized that this person was more terrified than I was. That this person had their own war going on inside of their heart and their mind. It was this person that was scared, that had their own demons and their own war going on inside of themselves. After I was able to confront this person one-on-one, I felt like I could finally breathe. The opposite of that is you're also going to have to ask yourself, is it worth it to cause a war between me and this person? And what is the potential that it could bring? There may be times where you do have to keep it to yourself, because you have to ask yourself, is it actually worth it? You have to use discernment once again and ask yourself, is this something that I am projecting onto this person, or is this an actual reality? Do you want to create the war within you, or do you want to create the war with you and another individual? What it is essentially an exchange of energy. I am not willing to carry this. I don't want to carry this. You carry this. And sometimes it's rightfully so. It's warranted. Sometimes it's not. And you're really having to use discernment when it comes to those things. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I explained this okay. If you want to book a tarot reading with me, or if you would like to book an astrology reading, or if you would just like to check out my shop, you can do so, violetaalexis.com. Also make sure that you check out my writing page, which is called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. If you just go look on my YouTube page here, you'll see it's advertised on the top of the list on my page. Thank you guys so much for checking me out and watching this video. I love you, and enjoy the rest of your night, your day, whenever you see this. Bye.